Kelli Franza. Kelli is ready for that special evening in this royal blue and Kelli green gown by designer Rory Lee. This sequin sparkle is bright as Kelli's eyes. We know that Jacqueline Smith was shining brightly too when she arrived at prom night wearing this exquisite gown.
First of all, a special thank you and acknowledgement to Kelli for saving our fashion show this year with her creative idea. Because of her suggestion, the models are wearing the pious tenth alumni gowns. This is a prime example of the leadership skills that Kelli displays with every project she approaches. Kelli is intelligent, kind, and people-oriented. She is a solid representative of each royal activity that she is associated with, and she continues to promote her school spirit each day. God bless you, Kelli. Before intermission, I want to introduce a very special young lady, Miss Kelli Franza.
Before I speak, I'm going to bring up Stephanie Gibler to give a small talk on what CHOP is about.
It is going to be a very small talk. So things have changed inside of this school, and with the prom gowns, I'll say that. But anyway, I'm here to represent the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia and more importantly the Congenital Hyperinsulinism Center. I work with Dr. Stanley and Dr. DeLeon on their research project, and that's when I met Kelli. I don't want to tell you any more about that because I understand she has a story to tell you. But I just want to thank you and thank Kelli and her group for thinking about us for this event. And we are always grateful for people that want to kind of give back and help support our research so that we can improve the lives of children. With this, it's a rare disease, and we're always grateful to have that support. Thank you.
As you know, the proceeds of today's event will be going to hyperinsulinism research at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, aka CHOP. I will start with explaining CHOP and some of the many things that they do for the children around the world. CHOP was the first hospital in the nation dedicated to the care of children, and today they maintain one of the largest pediatric research centers. CHOP's physicians are nationally recognized experts in every pediatric specialty, including cancer, cardiac, fetal medicine, orthopedics, neonatology, gastroenterology, urology, and endocrinology. CHOP also offers nationally recognized healthcare for children. It offers family support to help guide you down your healthcare journey. They provide inpatient, emergency, and outpatient care, as well as a care network for New Jersey and Pennsylvania that offers 50 pediatrician offices, surgery centers, specialty care centers, and urgent care centers. CHOP will soon be opening the Berger Center for Advanced Pediatric Care, the state-of-the-art facility for outpatient medicine in the nation. CHOP's biggest attribute is that they act as a charity, and they rely on their community of donors, which we and the Pius X Life Club are now part of, to pursue the discoveries that could improve children's lives. I believe, and my family could attest, that CHOP's family-centered care is relatable to our Pius X family. CHOP treats all aspects of the children and their family. They make sure the family is well included in all the child's treatments, but they also look out for not only the child's physical well-being, but their emotional well-being. Our alumni fashion show was a good touch to relate Pius X and the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, two places that allow you to be a big part of your child's life and for them to excel. Also like Pius X, CHOP focuses on educating the patient, the family, and the community on awareness of a disorder or a disease. My personal favorite of CHOP is the atmosphere. When I walk in, I'm greeted by a child-friendly environment. All floors offer a playroom, movies, and games for kids. They often have speakers and many fun events that patients can participate in. CHOP does a magnificent job at turning a hospital into a home. Since we did specify our funding that is going towards hyperinsulinism research, I guess I should explain that too. Hyperinsulinism, aka HI, is a rare and serious blood disorder. To simplify the disorder, HI is low blood sugar due to high levels of insulin. Several years ago, HI was not well known and not well identified. To date, CHOP has provided pioneer research and treatments for HI and is the largest HI center in the world. I would like to tell you a story of one of the millions of HI babies that CHOP's phenomenal research and professional teams has helped. This little girl was born in St. Peter's Hospital in New Jersey, a month premature at 11 pounds, 7 ounces, with a blood sugar level of 12, low muscle tone, and no ability to suck. She was lucky enough not to have had a seizure or even have died. She was kept in the neonatal unit for 2 months away from her parents while the doctors studied her. The doctors did not know what was wrong with her even by the time she was discharged from the hospital. They suggested such disorders as anything from gigantism to Down syndrome. The girl was put on a feeding tube that would not be removed until kindergarten. Within the first year, she was referred to Children's Hospital in Philadelphia to the world-renowned Dr. Charles Stanley, and she became part of his case study. Dr. Stanley diagnosed her with hyperinsulinism and gave her parents 2 options. Option A, surgery of the pancreas, that at the time was very dangerous, since it would remove most of the pancreas and often lead to diabetes. Option B was a new medicine called diazoxide. It was available because of the professional research Dr. Stanley and CHOP were doing at the time. Diazoxide helps suppress the insulin and regulate the blood sugar, but it has some side effects. CHOP was proactive with informing her parents of the options and helping them choose the best one. They chose option B because it was safer and brought about a few obstacles. The little girl's parents were very responsible and attentive to both her feeding tube and medicine, assuring that she would have no more or no other medical complications. When the girl began daycare, she was feeding herself, but as we all know, when one obstacle falls, another arises. The new obstacle will be dealing with the repercussions that came along with the one side effect of medicine, hair growth. The little girl had to deal with constant comments every day on the street and in school of being called hairy, unclean, a monkey, often compared to King Kong, etc. And that was on top of having to go to the nurse every day to prick her finger because she felt shaky in class. And the shakiness was a sign that her blood sugar was low. But she never let the comments take her down. She let them build her up. The girl would defend herself and explain her disorder to her bullies. Many were apologetic and would later become friends, but not all. This was tough for a girl to deal with in childhood through middle school, but she knew who she was. All the way to 8th grade, the girl made yearly visits to CHOP. They were checkups as well as research studies. One of the reasons she did not allow the bullying to get to her was because of her experiences at CHOP. The little girl hoped every year that they would come up with an alternative medicine that did not grow hair. And though she knew that though it may not be for her, the research they did on her at each visit would eventually lead to that new medicine. Despite her hopes, the little girl always came home from CHOP appreciative for what she had. While at CHOP, she would come across kids who had it far worse than she did because of childhood seizures, sickness, medical complications, and many were often left alone in the hospital because their parents could not attend due to work. Many of the patients were not lucky enough to be responsive to the medicine that allowed them to live a normal life. Many had to return to the hospital every day for treatments and often did not leave. The little girl knew that if these children could find a reason to smile every day in a hospital, that she could deal with a little hair and a few bullies. Her 8th grade year, this little girl was discharged of diazoxide, but CHOP's research did not end on her. About a year later, she was asked to participate in a study run by Dr. De Leon and coordinated by Stephanie Gibler to test an alternative medicine to diazoxide, the thing she had been hoping for her whole childhood. The girl was ecstatic to help CHOP come up with something that would benefit future HI generations. Whether the medicine was an alternative to diazoxide or whether it would just help the less fortunate, kind-hearted kids she met while she was on her visits, she wanted to help. The little girl knew CHOP's capabilities, but she also knew that their capabilities only stretched as far as their resources, and that she had to be one of those resources. Just when the little girl thought she had all the inspiration she could from the children at CHOP, a boy who, from what she observed, had HI, a severe skin disorder, and Down syndrome, wandered into her room, kneeled next to her bed, and said a prayer for her. This was the most inspirational gesture she had ever received, because how could a boy who was suffering so much pray for someone else? These are the types of large-hearted kids that CHOP helps every day. CHOP is a site of refuge, and this little girl left the study with the greatest message of all: to not only appreciate what God has given you, but to understand that God provides obstacles to all of His children. And it is up to you to choose how to use your gifts and live your life. The girl knew that God had blessed her with the opportunity to surpass and outgrow her disorder of HI. But she was called to give back and represent. Represent the kids who deserved but could not have the same opportunities that she had. Our proceeds today will be directly going toward research at CHOP, so that many more children can hopefully benefit in the same way that I did. My experience as CHOP made me into the person I am today, and I will forever be grateful for them for providing my family and I the care, resources, and second family that we needed to live a normal life. And they are the reason why I'm proud to say that I will represent all the HIVs at the United States Coast Guard Academy. Thank you.
Kelli Franza and Matt Hancock.